What's going on, YouTube people? It's Dan Shark, aka Flip Shark. I'm a toy and nostalgia reseller out of Hoboken, New Jersey. Maybe you already knew that, maybe you're new to the channel, but we are 1 week into December and I think I've had my best week ever reselling. I sold about 16 items off of eBay, one big sale off of Facebook Marketplace, so normally I'd go over what I bought for the week here, but let's just dive into what I sold. Okay, so this first sale is actually an assist from my mother, who about a month or two ago went to a garage sale and picked up this big box of action figures for $6. There might have been 30 action figures in there, so I've been slowly identifying them and selling them off. And this one was a surprise. I'm not a big Star Wars fan or encyclopedia of knowledge, but I didn't know there was a Wolfman character in the Star Wars universe until I looked him up. But this Kenner toy was an easy sale. $8, really tiny, shipped well, and the buyer also paid for shipping. Back in the summer, I made a big action figure purchase of my own. I bought a lot of, maybe too many eBay auctions of wrestling action figures. I knew some of the prices of them back in the day, but these guys are relatively new to me. Jimmy and Jay Uso, I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, so they finally sold, $30 free shipping. I put them together because I guess they're brothers or a tag team. But I was happy to see them go. I just still have a lot of wrestling action figures left. I don't know what jumped out to me when I saw this Lakeshore set on the thrift store shelf, but I opened it up and there were a couple of fairies inside. There were other accessories, so I figured I should look it up and see what it's going for. And basically it was the full set. I think I purchased this for $5, and as you can see, it sold for $30 plus shipping. A friend of mine told me to look out for Breyer horses. I had no idea what Breyer was. I just knew it as an ice cream, or I guess that's Breyers. Anyways, I probably a week or two after I learned that, found a Breyer or two horses on the shelf in the thrift store for $1 or $2. This one sold for $20 plus shipping. If you watched last week's haul video, you might recognize this one. This is a My Little Pony Equestria girl. It's Rainbow Dash, the figure. Yep, she sold for $20 real quick. I was a little surprised this Lego set actually sold so quickly and for so much money. The box was pretty damaged and folded over the cardboard. I know I could have looked it up before I filmed this, but I have no idea how to say Ninjago? 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 Anyways, this Lego set was kind of a surprise. The box was a little damaged. It was folded on the cardboard seam, but hey, it sold. This sale is actually part of a commission deal I'm doing for a friend of mine who bought a lot of action figures in his childhood and almost leading up until now. This one's a Walmart exclusive Marvel Legends Colossus, as you can see. Yeah, I put it up for him and taken a cut, but it's a $25 sale and I'll take that all day. I really could kick myself for not listing Schleck, and I hope I'm saying that right, Schleck animal figurines sooner. I have a whole pile of them. But I finally put up this moose along with a couple of others, but it sold in a couple days, and for $20, I'll take that every time. I've always found Hess trucks to be a little bit confusing, and I think a lot of people do. They seem like limited edition sales, and they put them out every year, but honestly, only the more recent ones do sell for good money. As you can see here, 2018 model with an ATV and a dirt bike. It sold for $55. Some of the older ones, stuff from the 80s, even 90s, won't sell for much more than $10, $20, even if it is brand new, never touched. People just buy them at the Hess gas stations, wherever they are, and put them aside thinking, like Beanie Babies, like trading cards, like a lot of other things, that they'll have value. But honestly, it's up to the market to decide, and I'm happy to see that this 2018 one sold. Oh, I should mention that was also part of the commission deal for my friend. And another figure from the commission deal is this boss character from Metal Gear Solid 3. Again, I don't play video games. I don't really know who this person is, but I'll take the sale. Playmobil always struck me as like a knockoff Lego, but I do find them from time to time to be worth a little bit of money. I found a bag of animals, including these giraffes and some tiger cubs and lion cubs, and I figured take a shot, and it paid off with these giraffes. Okay, it's not quite a toy or really nostalgia, but these tarot cards sold for $40 and I couldn't not list it. I pick up tarot cards from time to time. Sometimes sets are retired or rare or just pretty, I guess. and they sell really well. They sell really well. This is yet another action figure I barely know anything about or the video game it comes from, but it was one of the many that my mom found at that garage sale a couple months back, and yeah, it was the last of 3 Halo figures that sold, and this one was $35 and shipped out internationally, actually. Yes! I bought this toy back in the summer, believe it or not. I thought it would sell a little bit prematurely with people really getting excited for Christmas, but honestly it sat on the shelf for about 6 months, and I got an offer for $25.50, and I took it because I saw my Christmas window closing very quickly. And last but not least, for the eBay orders, you might recognize these guys. We talked about them last week. They're the Dino Trucks die cast lot of 2. I put them up yesterday and they sold this morning for $15. Yes, I'll take it. And I mentioned one big Facebook Marketplace sale, and it's actually 2 items you might recognize. If you watched 2 weeks ago, there were the Batbot toys, the Batbot Extreme. It was that giant, like 3-foot tall Batman playset, and the Batbot transforming tank vehicle. They both sold to one local buyer and for $70. Never stop. All right, now let's go over what we actually picked up this week and what we still need to sell. I picked up this Superman retro vintage puzzle. I have no idea how old it is. There's not much markings on the side besides jigsaw puzzle and how big it is, 18 inches by 24 inches, but it's got a retro look. I don't think it's crazy old. Actually, it says DC Comics 1939 and 1988 for the trademark, so it definitely can't be any younger than 1988. But I picked it up because it's sealed and it's large. There's a little bit of damage, but it's a super cool puzzle on top of that. And again, like I've said before, I pick up sealed puzzles all the time because who knows when we get locked down again and people will want to do something to keep themselves occupied. I found these guys right as they came out off onto the shelves in the thrift store, and it's Gumby and Pokey. Aren't they adorable? Can bend their arms slightly. Yeah, so they came as a set. I think they were about $5 to buy. They're from the 80s. They still have their Gumby Pals tag right there. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, they go for about $25 on eBay, and they're obviously super light and hopefully quick to ship. So yeah, we sold off those Dino Trucks, the die-cast figurines from last week, so when I saw this guy on the thrift store shelf, I had to pick him up. He's got some movable parts. But the best part of him is this. Be prepared.
What are we doing today, Revit?
Let's make sure everything's in working order.
So it apparently has, I think, over 40 different sounds. This is actually a remote control vehicle. I didn't know until I started looking them up. They have a couple different Ty Rux models. This big boy is supposed to be able to drive around. I don't have the remote, so it's going to be significantly less to sell. But obviously the sounds work, and yeah, hopefully $25. I had no idea who this action figure was, but he just seemed too cool to pass up. He's got really tight joints, which is good. He's not, busted up. He's actually from the Ryan's World series of toys. If you're not familiar with Ryan's World, that's the highest paid YouTuber in 2018 and 2019. I couldn't believe it when I looked it up. This kid, who's 9, I think now, has been reviewing toys with his family, and now they do all sorts of things, and they have a toy line. So this robot actually was $4 for me to pick up. Hopefully I'll get 20 to 25 for it. There's not too many listings on eBay for him. Picked up this crazy Aaron's Thinking Putty. It's the chameleon flavor, and I joke and say flavor because apparently a couple different types were recalled for too much boron, and I had no idea what that meant, but basically it ruins kids' reproductive systems, so that's awful. I did some very quick research, and actually eBay does not allow you to sell certain types of putty, and not worth the trouble for a $2 purchase and a $10 profit. So this will probably go in the garbage or back to the company, but anyway, the more you know. I went to the local thrift store in Hoboken and actually saw a couple new toys on the shelf, and this one was one of them. It's a Smooth Move Sloth, and honestly I just scanned the barcode. It looked like a bunch of them were selling for about $20, $25 brand new. Has a little bit of wear on his nose. I don't know how that happens if it basically sat on the shelf. It is taped like maybe the box got destroyed a little bit, but I would click the button, but it works and makes a lot of noise and dances around and stuff like that. So just pretend it's as cute as it looks. So yeah, this was $4 at the local thrift store. It'll probably sell for $20, hopefully soon for Christmas. I listed it last night, so. All right, that's gonna do it for us this week. It's been a really awesome one. We bought stuff and we sold stuff and we all had fun, right? Right? Yeah. And if you did have fun, why don't you go ahead and give this video a like or a comment or a subscribe and come back next week.